So back for another week of Premier League predictions. This is for week 4 of Premier League. I have to admit I'm quite behind in terms of staying up to date with the Premier League. I've fallen behind quite a bit. It's the 5th of October today, and these matches were played, I think, at least 3 weeks ago. So my memory is quite bad of what exactly happened in these matches. So as usual, don't expect any sort of insightful commentaries about the matches themselves. And with that, let's just get on with it. So the first match is Arsenal against Nottingham Forest. It ended 3-0 for Arsenal. Arsenal played really well. Nottingham Forest looked pretty bad, to be honest, in all areas of the pitch. I don't think they have many chances, and defensively they look a lot weaker than last season. In terms of the results, Gemini had the best prediction with an exact result prediction. Okay, and the next match is Bournemouth against Brighton. It finished 2-1 to Bournemouth. Bournemouth looking really good this season. I can't remember who scored the goals. Um, let's have a look who got the closest in terms of results. Well, actually, no one predicted Bournemouth to win this match, so the nearest predictions were the predictions which predicted a draw. Then we've got Crystal Palace against Sunderland, 0-0. I thought this was quite a surprising result that it stayed goalless, given that both these teams have got quite a few goals in them. So it was a draw being a draw. I predicted a draw, but more goals, and then Meta predicted a draw with less goals. So Meta had the closest prediction in this match. Everton against Aston Villa, 0-0. A little bit less surprised. There were not many goals in this match compared to the previous match, but I did still expect one or two goals, but finally no goals. Gemini predicted a draw, so that was the closest result. Then Fulham against Leeds. I did watch the highlights. Being my team, Leeds United, I did watch the highlights of this match. Leeds better in the first half, Fulham better in the second half. I think when Kevin came on for Fulham, that changed the dynamic in Fulham's favour of the match. Great goal from Goodmanson, great header. Unfortunately, it was in the Leeds net and not in the Fulham net. So yeah, quite a good game, and Gemini had an exact result prediction for this game. And then Newcastle against Wolves. I think this was the game. I'm probably wrong. Where a Voltamada scored a nice header. Other than that, I don't know much about the game, but I had the closest prediction, exactly correct prediction, 1-0. So woohoo, nice. That'll give me some points. Um, West Ham against Tottenham. Yeah, West Ham under Graham Potter, not doing great. They don't look greatly organized. They look a lot more fragile than last season. And everyone predicted Tottenham to win, and Gemini and Co-Pilot had the correct amount of goals for Tottenham, so they were the closest. So next game, Brentford against Chelsea. Chelsea were winning 2-0, I think, deep into the second half. And me and the AI machines would have been very pleased if it had stayed that way, given that we all predicted a 2-0 win for Chelsea. But Brentford came back. I don't remember exactly how they came back. Maybe there was a penalty involved there. Chelsea a bit of a sort of like Manchester United, right? But at a higher level. Like some games I'm fairly impressed by them, and then games like these where they just sort of like collapse. I start doubting how good they actually are. So they're a mixed bag, really, aren't they? From week to week. And then we go to Liverpool against Burnley. Burnley played well. They had a few half chances as well, Burnley. Of course, Liverpool dominated, and then they got the penalty towards the end, which they tend to get lucky with. So harsh on Burnley, but yeah, as champions do. Liverpool grind out these results. And then the final match was Manchester City against Manchester United. Sorry, let's go back and look who had the results. The nearest for the Liverpool Chelsea. I'm losing it. Liverpool against Burnley match. All the results are 3-0 to Burnley, so we were equally far away from the exact result. Yes, let's get back to Manchester City against Manchester United. I thought Manchester United would put up more of a fight, especially in a derby, but that fight just wasn't there. No yellow cards, which I think was the first time in the Manchester derby. Um, so looking at the predictions, yeah, ChatGPT and Gemini were the closest with the correct number of goals for Manchester City. And with that, we finish week 4 of the Premier League predictions. So let's now look quickly at how those predictions have affected the table. And you can see that I've risen up to second place, which I'm quite happy about. And Meta is still leading the pile by a little bit of a margin now, actually. And I was thinking to myself, how is Meta actually winning when it has the least number of goals and the least number of exact results? Well, I was looking at how my system works, and Meta has a lot of points by correctly predicting the number of goals scored by a certain team in a certain match. So even though, for example, let's take just a random match, Manchester City against Manchester United, um, maybe Meta said like 3-2 to Manchester City. It's correctly predicted the number of goals Manchester City will score, and I was looking at the points given to Meta through the game weeks, and it appears that Meta's done this a lot. So it hasn't got the exact result correct. As you can see, it has no exact results correctly predicted, but in more cases than the other um, AI engines and myself, it's predicted at least the correct number of goals for one of the teams, which has earned it quite a lot of points. So if you were wondering why is Meta, with in terms of like predicting the correct number of goals, it has the least, and exact results, it also has the least. Why is it top of the pile? Well, that's the reason. So anyway, yeah, that was the fourth game week. I did pretty well, and yeah, I hope I can make a few more videos to get up to date actually with the current game week. It's just working full time. It's difficult to make videos every week. I'm trying to make these videos a little bit shorter and produce them quicker to get up to date, but it still takes me a few hours to do it with all the calculations and stuff. So maybe the international break will give me yeah, some time to at least get near to the current game week, and then yeah, another small break somewhere before Christmas, and maybe I can get up to date. So that's my aim, to get up to be making videos about the current game week around Christmas. It's not that ambitious, but seriously, it's all I've got time for. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, guys, have a good week. Ciao.
And that is that.